Oh hi, thanks for watching my video. So, The Sims 4 has a bad rap when it comes to lore, and there's a good reason for it. It's the worst game when it comes to storytelling, but in the spirit of giving credit where it's due, I'm going to explore the stories of some of the characters and families that were introduced in The Sims 4. So let's get into it, starting with Bob and Eliza Pancakes. Found in the world of Willow Creek, Bob and Eliza are a married couple with a toddler son called Iggy. The family bio states that although Bob and Eliza are married, they aren't the most happy couple. They are two completely different people with conflicting traits. In fact, when you go into their house, you can see that they even sleep in separate bedrooms. Bob works in the culinary career and is a fan of playing video games. He's also quite an untidy sim with traits that I imagine would make him quite difficult to live with. His traits are slob, gloomy and loner. Eliza on the other hand couldn't be more opposite. Her traits are neat, materialistic and perfectionist. She's unemployed when you play as the Pancakes family, and according to her aspiration of mansion baron, she wants to purchase some artwork. She also has her own easel and sculpting table. So the game suggests that she's interested in art, although this isn't reflected in her traits or skills. Little Iggy wasn't originally part of the Pancakes family, but he was added to the gallery after the toddler update. Maybe a child will bring Bob and Eliza closer together. Maybe it's an incentive to try and work things out. But that's for the player to decide, I guess. Judith Ward. Living the high life in the world of Del Sol Valley, Judith Ward is the most famous celebrity in the game. She's ranked at the highest level of fame and is considered a global superstar. She lives in a huge mansion and works in the acting career at level 8. But despite winning hearts on the big screen, Judith in real life is quite the diva. She's been through many marriages and divorces according to her bio. Her traits are mean, materialistic and snob. She also has an awful reputation, so she's not the friendliest person to be around. Maybe skip asking her for an autograph. According to her fame quirks, she's quite vain. She's a picky eater and she also doesn't like people touching her. So she'd be a barrel of laughs at a party. Michael Bell, also known as the Creature Keeper. Nestled away in the Bramblewood of Henford-on-Bagley, you'll find Michael Bell. It won't be in the map though, as his home is literally hidden, so you'll have to explore the Bramblewood to find him. His main role is to take care of the animals in the village. He's surrounded by many wild birds, rabbits and foxes. He is a bit different to other Sims. For one, he's an NPC, so you can't play as him without using cheats. He loves collecting things, and if your Sim has a good enough relationship with him, they can help him out with a few errands, usually involving collecting something for him from the Bramblewood area. He also crafts animal clothing, so you can purchase items of clothing for various animals from him. He doesn't have a special someone in his life, although he did once have an awkward date with neighbour Cecilia Kang. If you play as her, you'll notice that her relationship with Michael isn't the best, and when they interact with each other, things get awkward pretty quickly. Although a friendly apology can usually do the trick. Candy and Yuki Behr. Candy and Yuki live in a house that they inherited from their grandmother in the lively world of Windenburg. Candy is in the entertainment career and has a high skill in DJ mixing and dancing. She belongs to the Spin Masters Club and her aspiration is party animal. Her traits are music lover, outgoing and cheerful. Candy is a young adult and has custody of her teenage sister Yuki. Yuki is a lot more reserved than her big sister. She's more interested in video gaming and is pretty handy with a computer. She's an experienced hacker. Yuki has the computer whiz aspiration and her traits are geek, quick learner and loner. She also belongs to the avant-garde and Knights of the Hedge clubs. How will these sisters turn out? That's up to you. Johnny Zest. A young aspiring comedian who lives in a humble trailer in Oasis Springs. Johnny works in the entertainment career and only has a few skills in comedy. He is outgoing, ambitious and he's a goofball with the joke star aspiration. On the surface, he looks like a standard standalone character trying to make his way, but there is a little more to the eye with Johnny. What you may not know is that he's actually part of the Landgrab family. However, when you play as him, he has no connection nor relationship with any of the Landgrabs, and vice versa if you play with the Landgrab household. This is because Johnny was apparently disowned from the family after dropping out of school, so now he's trying to make it on his own without his family's help. Despite his personality making him the black sheep of the family, you can tell he is related based on his looks and even the way he dresses. Vladislaus Stroud, also known as Vlad. Vlad is a vampire sim that lives in a secluded mansion in Forgotten Hollow. Vlad only has two vampire neighbours, Caleb and Lilith Vitor, who he doesn't like very much. They're a bit too progressive for him. The brother and sister neighbours disapprove of Vlad feeding off Sims and showing his dark form in public. But even though his vampire neighbours may not approve of the way he chooses to live, they still have him to thank for their eternal life. Vlad actually founded Forgotten Hollow and has been running it for the last 200 years. There's a statue of him in the centre of the world. Many Sims think that it's a statue of Vlad's great-grandfather, however the other local vampires know that it is in fact of Vlad himself. Despite living for hundreds of years, Vlad is a young adult, presumably because vampires don't age. Vlad is a talented guy. He has a skill level 8 in charisma, and he's maxed out the skill for pipe organ and vampire lore. He enjoys slow walks around the cemetery and a cheeky bit of meditation. He also likes reading through the Vampire Encyclopedia, which just so happens to have a lot of information on him. Bit vain. Sims 4 Seasons added a family called the Climates. Arthur Climate is a distant cousin of Vlad, although as a family they're unaware that Vlad is a vampire. Penny Pizzazz. Penny is a young adult sim who can be found in the fashion district in San Myshuno. She works in the social media career and has progressed quite far. She's at the level 8 in her career, so she works as an online A-lister. Penny's bio says that she is the absolute source for current trends and events in San Myshuno. She appears in one of the billboards in the city and has written many reviews about the various districts and areas in San Myshuno. Her aspiration is city native, which makes sense seeing as her career is splashed all over the city. Miko Ojo, another San Myshuno resident. Miko is a member of the Karaoke Legends household, and as the name suggests, she's a very talented singer. She lives with two other Sims, Akira Kibo and Darling Walsh. Miko has a secret crush on Akira, but he doesn't even notice. She does have the aspiration of serial romantic though, so I don't think she's too big on commitment in any case. In terms of her personality, Miko is good, neat and a geek. She works in the politics career and is currently at level 3, so she's a social justice worker. There are a few more characters I'd like to mention in this video, not necessarily because of the stories behind them, but because of what they represent. Brant and Brent Hecking. They were the first pre-made gay couple introduced in the wholesome world of Brindleton Bay, the world that came with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. Then Island Living came along and The Sims 4 introduced its first pre-made lesbian couple. Oliana Nagata and her wife, Layla Illiz? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they're married and living together with Oliana's son from a previous relationship. Island Living also introduced Leah Houter, a masculine sim with the ability to get pregnant, making her the first pre-made non-binary sim. Who's your favourite character from The Sims 4? I'd love to know in the comments. I personally didn't realise how many Sims 4 characters actually had their own story before I started making this video. It was more than I expected. I actually thought if I was doing a video about characters that didn't include the Goth family, the Lothario family, or the Pleasant family, then there probably wouldn't be too much to say, but I was pretty surprised actually. And there are even more Sims 4 characters with stories, so maybe I'll do a part 2 on this one, not sure yet. I know there's quite a bit of lore with the families in Mount Komorebi, so maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. The Sims team have said that they're going to be working more on character development, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like. Maybe the Pancakes will get divorced. Maybe Bella will disappear again. Maybe Dom will get a place of his own. Who knows? Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.